Hey, that song really is catchy, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. I like that beat.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to the official first episode of More Than a Walk podcast. I'm gonna have to practice that joint.
Definitely.
Yeah, More Than a Walk podcast. We decided to do this podcast. This is a walk team at the African American Mental Wellness Agency because we do a lot more than just walk every year, and we are at the end of walk season, and we wanted to come and talk to you guys and recap it. So, I'm here. My name is Malcolm. I'm with the Fatherhood Initiative, and I'm with some of my fellow walk team members. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Carlton with mental health.
Clap it up for Carlton, man. Oh, it's not the clap one. My bad.
Sorry.
It's cool.
The sound was just me, so
God.
Perry with or Jenkins as it appears on here with the National Wall. So
And,
walks everywhere else.
and I'm Anthony Miller. I'm the outreach coordinator.
Where we have what, 4 other members of the walk team that wasn't able to join us today, but we are going to be coming to you guys and talking to you a little bit about what we got going on here at the agency every Monday. So you can tune in here if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, and also listen to it on our podcast. You can just search the agency on all of our podcasts and streaming services. So yeah, we've been talking about this for a while, guys, and finally doing it. So
Yeah.
you all right over there?
Hey, I'm all right.
So I'm having some technical difficulties. I feel like Parks off of Joe Button in the background, like on the screen, and all that good stuff. But I'm here. But no, if it's okay with everybody else here, I just want to just kick it off by piggybacking off of Malcolm. We are at the end, officially, the end of walk season. And although we do love doing these walks, it comes with a lot of work. So I'm that's why I'm just feeling relieved and make the foot off because as a person responsible for most of the walks that happen outside of the city of Columbus, I get to breathe. So, but we had a great walk season. I think on this podcast, we're going to just touch on some of the cities we got to go to, how it was. We went from Atlanta to Cleveland to Philadelphia, Detroit, Memphis. So we were all over the place this year. And I just named a few of them. So I had the pleasure of actually getting to go to every single one of them. Some of the guys here get to go to a few of them, but they all have their own unique, twist experience. But anyone want to kick off on what city? Let's just talk about what city do we like the best? Do we enjoy the most?
So the only other one, go ahead and mute your computer. The only other one that I went to outside of Columbus was Detroit, and that was dope. It was really dope. Like going out and seeing the people, the locals there, and the excitement that they had up in another city. It was the same energy that we had here in Columbus, and that was exciting because the reason why we walk is all about saving Black men's lives, getting free health screenings, and all of that, and to see that even when we're in another city where we don't have that same history, going on 18 walks now, 18 years of walking. Is that right?
Yeah, well, 18 is complete, so yeah.
All right, so we've done 18 years of walking here in Columbus, and for us to be able to take that concept and go to other cities and do the same thing and people buy into it the way they have, like that was really amazing and inspiring.
Yeah, and a few of the cities that we would have done this year, we had, of course, because we're still in the midst of COVID, so we had to be responsible and be sure we were making the right decisions. So we did postpone a few of them. So Charlotte, North Carolina, who actually I have a call for this podcast, so we're going to be back there next year, but we had to postpone theirs. Jackson, Mississippi, Renton, Washington, just to name a few that had to get pushed back because there just wasn't a way for us to do it safely. So although we had these large events throughout this year, and we're still dealing with COVID, the Delta variant, all these other things, we were able to make sure we were being safe. We were able to make sure that, we weren't being a super spreader event, all those good things. So we did vaccines at each of our walks outside of the city and in the city of Columbus. So we were proud of that. A lot of people got vaccinated. A lot of people got their health screen that they hadn't had in years for some. So there's a really special story. If I can just continue, my favorite one probably this year was really probably Memphis. Just because it just happened recently, but just because of the experience I had with the gentleman whose blood pressure was 232 over 118, which is something I've never even heard of before.
Wow.
And he was just walking around like he was fine. Like he literally said he only came because he saw us outside of his window in his apartment, and he wanted to see what was going on at the park. So he came over. We told him, let's get your health screening. He got a health screening. Didn't think nothing was wrong with him. And that was his blood pressure. And we checked it 3 different times with different machines to make sure it wasn't an error or a mistake. And sure enough, it was that. So we had EMS on site. They were able to get him over to the hospital to make sure they took care of him. But we really saved that man's life. Had he not got that screening, who knows if he would have passed out or fainted or had a seizure or whatever right after, or within the next couple of minutes or so. So those examples and experiences there are priceless. So with that happening in Memphis, in addition to Penny Hardaway coming out, like we wear his shoes and all that good stuff, but to get to meet him in person, see how cool he is. He was out there. He got his health screening. He actually shared his numbers with the crowd, with the audience, people that were there, let them know, like, hey, I got some work to do with my numbers, so I'm I'm human, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he made it kind of normal or regular to understand that, hey, this is something we need to know so we can take care of it. So that was probably my favorite one this year. If I had to say I had a favorite, they're all great.
I was screened this year, and I've been screened, these last couple of years, and usually multiple times a year, just because I'm there, and it's like, why not? And after last week or a couple of weeks ago in Detroit, when I went and got screened, I was like, all right, it's not enough to just know my numbers. It's also important for me to go and actually get like a doctor as well, because each time I don't have high blood pressure yet, but I do have an elevated blood pressure, and it's like, all right, your information, it. Now you take that information and you go and do something with it. And I think that that's really important too to talk about with these walks. And it's not just about getting people the access to it. It's also the reprogramming it and like saying, well, now that you have this info, this is what you do with it.
Yeah, I had a chance to get my screen, at the job fair this year here in Columbus. I haven't been screened or had my numbers in a minute unless I got a physical. But it wasn't too bad. I mean, I think the machine was kind of messed up, but they had to do it a couple times. So I was like, I gotta double check this and make sure my numbers is right. But it was great to find my numbers. So I know I got some work to do.
Mm-hmm.
And just I was real happy about that, like, because I mean, us black men, we are scared to get checked out because if we get checked out and get our numbers, we're gonna get nervous and feel like we need to and I've been tripping, I've been like this the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I could have been able to get in front of this and get my blood pressure down.
The reason why we named this podcast More Than a Walk is because, like I said, it's more than just going and getting screened. It's about adopting wellness as a lifestyle and continuing that lifestyle even after walk season's over. So we just did, how many walks did we do?
10.
Yeah, we just did 10 walks in 3 months. And I mean, that was a sprint. That was amazing. We screened hundreds of people, talked to a lot of different people, and we raised the awareness. But it's our thing that we want to keep this same energy going throughout the entire calendar. So walk season's over. Our job is not done. We still got a lot more stuff to do.
I wanted to mention, though, that, of the walks that I went to, I enjoyed Cleveland, but I think Atlanta actually was a walk that I was happy that we were able to do well in. I focused a lot on that screening line, making sure that men that were there, if they were in line, they stayed in line. If they looked like they were walking around and trying to avoid the line, that they got in line. And even when they came back from the run or the walk, that they came back and got in line. So a lot of cities, we have great coordinators and honorary chairs who have actually said, now seeing this first run, we want to come back and do it again. So appreciate those opportunities and we look forward to 2022. And
I think it's really important to touch on what Anthony was saying about his numbers, you know, specifically him, I use him as an example. Anthony, when you look at him, he looks a physically fit guy, you know what I mean? He's not out of shape or anything like that.
I really appreciate it.
You know what I mean? But
Oh, y'all being nice
but
when the
numbers-
camera's going.
but on the inside, his numbers weren't so great. You know what I mean? For people, you know, that look like him, that are walking around looking fit, you know what I mean, or feeling fine, you know, it's always important to really actually get it checked and get your inside checked, you know what I mean? So just because it's nice and shiny on the outside, I mean, it's good on the inside, you know what I mean? So
That's very true.
that's the message that we gotta get to our community. And just to back up a little bit more, you know, we work here, so we do these screenings all the time and all of our events and things like that. But when we say screen, some people don't know what we're talking about. We're not talking about nothing major, you know, it's not like they're gonna lay you down in the bed and make
Not
you change your
invasive.
clothes and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. It's not invasive. So we're just gonna do a you know, blood pressure check. You know, they put the cuff on your arm, just pump it up a little bit, see what your blood pressure is. We're talking about just getting your sugar, not your sugar, sorry, your glucose and your cholesterol check, which is done with a little tiny finger prick. You know what I mean? You prick your finger, it doesn't hurt at all. So, like a lot of times when we say screen, people may just start to imagine different things. So I always want to make sure we emphasize that it's literally a finger prick and the cuff on your arm, and that's what the screenings consist of. So it's really simple. It's like Carlton said, it's, what is it, non-invasive?
Non-invasive.
Non-invasive.
We do a lot of sexual health screenings and stuff too.
Definitely.
In Atlanta, they tested for not only HIV, they tested for
Syphilis,
hep-
gonorrhea.
hepatitis. No, they didn't do those. They did the,
And they did that in Detroit and in
STI.
Columbus. Yeah.
But they did HIV and Hep C.
Yeah.
And once again, it's not evasive. It's non-evasive, and you get your results right away. You know, at the very most, you have to come back 30 minutes later.
More than anything, bro, we have to just normalize being healthy. Like these are things we're humans, we're adults. We got to be responsible. We got to take care of ourselves, and this is what it really means to take care of ourselves. And one of the things I'm real excited about us doing more is even the type of screenings that we're doing. So we've always been a lot about health screenings, and now we're doing financial screenings, and now we're doing mental health screenings, and so on and so forth. We're really just expanding our palette because it's holistic. We want to be complete, well-rounded, well-serviced individuals. So
I think, you know, like you said, walk season is over, so we got all that out. But I want to touch on some other things, like, you know, the podcast is more than the walk. You know, we do more than just the walk. And a lot of people that know about the agency, about the African American Wellness Walk, they know it's for just the walk. But there's a lot of things coming up outside of walk season. We have Cooking with Dads right around the corner.
Facts.
We have Real Men Real Talk this week, actually.
facts.
We have so many other programs that we're doing. We just finished, right now we're in the middle of the Financial Wellness Tour. So there's a lot of things that are coming up. And I just want to touch on some of the things that I'm looking forward to specifically myself. Cooking with Dads is an amazing event. I was able to attend it, you know, before I even worked for the company. You know, I always look forward to doing it. And I was actually working at a health insurance company, you know what I mean? But it was a good opportunity for us to get into the community, see what's going on, interact, network, things like that. So it's going to be a great time this year. I know Malcolm, you can see the fatherhood tag on his name. He's leading the effort. So he's been meeting with people, having some good conversations about different activations.
We're gonna be at the convention center.
Be at the convention center this year. It's going to be a great time. So I want to touch on some of these other things that we have coming up that you're looking forward to.
Also, don't forget, we also got the opioid this Thursday too.
The Narcan
training.
What does that mean?
Narcan training.
Yeah, what is that for the listeners?
Oh, so just to specify, so opioids, you know, people are dying from misuse and abuse of opioids. So that's your prescription drugs, that's your heroin, things like that, that you hear about. People are overdosing and things. So what we're doing is trying to make sure that in the event that this does occur, 'cause, you know, it's easy to say stop doing drugs, don't do it, but some people are still going to do it. So what we're trying to do is make sure that if it does happen and someone's in the middle of an overdose or potentially on an overdose, that people around them can be equipped and have the wherewithal to know what to do to kind of save their lives. So what the Narcan is it's a medication that you can
Administer.
administer to someone. that's going through a overdose and really reverse them and save their lives. So we're teaching people how to do that for free. We're giving them a Narcan kit so they can have it on hand just in case they're ever in that situation. You never know.
You know the signs when you see somebody having an overdose?
It's free. We have a free Narcan train. Like, you're not gonna find a lot of
Where is
places
it gonna
to
be?
do it.
Anybody know?
Good question. It is going to be in Columbus.
Oh, my bad.
It's going to be in Columbus. We'll make sure that when we post this podcast, we'll put it in the comments or the flyers, so we can see exactly which one we have at church.
Well, no, actually, I think it's at one of the barbershops. Also, this Thursday, October 28th, we will be having Real Men, Real Talk. It's going to be at Cutmasters on Cleveland Avenue in the Linden area. Any of you who are familiar with the Linden area, it is just north of Hudson on the left-hand side. We start at 6 o'clock, and it is going to be facilitated by Jewel Woods, who is with Male Behavioral Health.
Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah,
And
he's fire.
there will be a survey. So Malcolm mentioned about getting a health assessment or financial assessment. There will be a mental assessment as well. And so this is the opportunity for brothers to have a safe place to talk about issues going on in their life. But in this particular session, we're going to be a little more targeted with a theme. We're going to be discussing gun violence and the trauma behind it, because Linden has been faced with some serious issues as it relates to young people and adults with gun violence, whether it's young people shooting each other or adults. It's just been an issue in the Linden area that we really need to focus on. And so we look forward to a great conversation and to hear some good information from Brother Woods. So once again, Thursday, October 28th, 6 p.m. at Cutmasters.
And then Perry, he already kind of talked about Cooking with Dad. So that's November 18th. The tickets are available now. It's a free event. It's just about promoting wellness and introducing your children to a lifestyle of wellness early on. It is something that you have to practice on a day-to-day type basis, and the sooner you start, the better. So we want to kind of address some of these health issues before they actually become issues. But before that, next Tuesday, we're actually going to have a fatherhood discussion at one of our sponsors, building it Right Pat, and we're going to be talking about credit, and all fathers are invited to that. Just making sure that we're financially astute and that we are continuing those conversations as well. Because like I said, this is about making sure that we are well-rounded as men, as individuals. And yeah.
We're going to end this year on a positive note. So there's plenty of opportunity for you to engage the African American Male Wellness Agency. As we just spoke of the number of events. And in fact, before the year closes out on December 9th, we're going to have a national Real Men, Real Talk conversation that includes all the cities that we mentioned earlier that we did walks in. So we're looking to see, or should I say listen, to folks from Philadelphia, from Detroit, from Atlanta, from Charlotte, from all over our footprint to talk about the issues that are affecting men. Once again, the topic of discussion is, around holidays, you begin to reflect on the past holidays that you shared with loved ones, your current situation, giving gifts to your family or to your children. Well, that can be hard sometimes because maybe you've lost some loved ones, maybe you lost your job, and this Christmas is not going to be as exciting and as fruitful as last Christmas. So we want to talk to those brothers about their feelings during this time. And so we'll look forward to a great conversation then. We're also going to have a panel discussion. So we're looking to have Penny Hardaway, who was the honorary chair out of Memphis, involved again. We're looking to have Dr. David Marion, who is the national president of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, who is also a health professional, mental health professional, and several others. So stay tuned for December 9th for Real Men, Real Talk, our virtual conversation.
Cool. Miller, you got any other events you want to tell the people about?
Honestly, I'm just here to help promote you guys' events. Of course, the Cook on Dads. That is something that I'm actually very interested in because I know how to cook a little bit,
Mm.
you know what I mean, but I'm actually getting on with my daughter, she's 2, and just being on, doing something different with her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really interested in doing the Cooking with Dads. The Real Man, Real Talk sounds very interesting. It's finding something to talk about differently other than basketball and sports and all that. We can actually talk about something different that we can actually talk about. So I'm going to attend both, and also the Narcan training. I would also love to be more about that too, because I didn't know nothing about this Narcan training before I started this.
Yeah, and that's really the privilege of us working here is that we're out and we're in the community and we're trying to get this information out to the people, but we're also the target audience as well. So everything that we're pushing out to you guys, these are things that we're also benefiting from ourselves. I probably shouldn't say this live for the internet to hear, but we hear. I'm not the biggest cooker, and since planning Cooking with Dads and even doing like our webcam series earlier this year, I've started cooking more with my daughter and just learning how to do that type of thing. I already told you guys. Now I'm going to the doctor more and screening myself more. And I know here inside the office we talk about, going to working out more, drinking a lot more water. And those are just like passive things. So
In that weight room, Malcolm.
yeah, going to the weight room so I don't turn into Perry to go. I can't say that when he's not here. That's not right.
Oh,
That's
well,
not right.
Hey, where's your
Oh,
gear?
my bad, man. I should.
Put some type of sounds behind that.
Oh, no.
That's wrong.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Hey, but listen, great information. We can't forget financial wellness.
Mhm.
This coming up November 4th, they're going to be in Youngstown. And then November 14th, which is a Sunday, they're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio. So not only are we doing these projects and initiatives, programs here in the city of Columbus, but around the state of Ohio. And, when they are engaged, we're also doing the same programming in other states and other cities. So we look forward to hearing from you all. If you want to engage here in Columbus or somewhere else outside of Columbus in the state of Ohio, or in fact, another state altogether. It could be Atlanta, Georgia, Detroit, Michigan, Charlotte, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They've got a lot of great programming going on out here. So stay tuned. Look to our website. Listen to the podcast.
I just found something on the guy that's going to be speaking in Youngstown and Cleveland. He's actually having a seminar for NBA All-Star Weekend.
Mm.
Wow. Oh yeah, it is in Cleveland this year, isn't it?
It makes sense.
So
Maurice Purnell.
Yeah, Maurice Purnell. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's something you should be real interested in. Like he's having a seminar for NBA players and anybody else that want to come listen to him talk during NBA All-Star Weekend.
I heard he's fired.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. While he was talking last week, everybody in that room, people that didn't have no money and people that had a lot of money, had their phone out and they was taking notes because what he was saying was compelling. He was saying things I didn't even know existed. It's like I gotta look this up. Like an HRA. Do y'all know what an HRA is? I'm saying. And Brett, and that's what I'm really excited about on this podcast is to kind of take some of these conversations and take away the taboo nature of it. Because a lot of times, in our community, it's not really cool to say, oh, I don't know what that is or I don't know what that means. So we kind of want to open up the door for some of these conversations and break it down so that,
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not speaking about it.
right. And it's not just going to be us. Either we're going to have guests on here. Well, we may have guests on here, some of our community partners and all of that. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. And like I said, we're going to be back every Monday around this time, probably. We may move it around, but you can tune in every Monday to the More Than a Walk podcast. And we're going to go through all of our different initiatives. So fatherhood, mental health, research, opioids, mentorship, financial wellness, physical wellness. Am I forgetting anything?
Just regular talk.
Regular talk.
People need to talk about more. Like
Mhm.
that us men should be able to talk more about stuff that we usually don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you never know what's going on with somebody's day right now. Like, they could be having a bad day, they coming on here, talking on a podcast. You might be able to get get something out of them, and they can let it out off their chest.
Facts. I was having a bad day last Monday.
Really?
Yeah, terrible.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, tell us-
Nah, I'm being for real. Like I was having like a really, really bad day. Like I had to take a mental health day because I felt like if I didn't step away, then I might have ended up saying something to somebody that I didn't mean, you know. And I mean, it wasn't none of y'all's fault. Like it was really all inside of me and stuff. You know what I mean? But
I mean, sometimes you need
Yeah.
those mental health days because like you just gotta let it loose. Like I mean, you gotta go play basketball, go
yeah,
hit the gym, or take a run or something. Like it's since you can't talk to nobody, you gotta find something to do. But yeah, sometimes you need something like this where you can be able to talk to somebody and get it off your chest.
facts.
Well, and so what we're really talking about is what we consistently try to do in Real Men Real Talk. But you know, we might be able to talk about financial wellness here as well.
Mhm.
What did you do with your stock market trades? What
Yeah.
did you do with some of the new investments?
Like I want to save money. I don't know where to start. So what should I do? And like just sharing knowledge and stuff like that.
I think we should like come on here like when we have like agenda where we should like come up with some facts so people can hear like wow, you know,
Yeah, so we're bringing facts to you guys, bringing trivia to you guys. When we get some budget, we may do some giveaways. This is gonna be fun. Just make sure that you tune in to the More Than a Walk podcast because, like I said, it's important. I ain't got nothing else, guys. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say to the people?
Hey, have a great rest of your day. I'm Carlton, mental health coordinator, Real Men Real Talk.
I'm Anthony. I'm just glad to be on here. I like this. Like usually I'm not much of a talker,
Mhm.
but coming on here will definitely will talk more.
Cool. All right, then, y'all. We out. Y'all muted.